As the sun rises and bathes the warm waters of the awesome Moreton Bay in its shimmering light, not far away the population of the city awakens to the daily activities of work and play. Nestled on the banks of a meandering waterway of the same name, Brisbane is the third largest city in Australia, with a population today of 2.5 million. Named in 1859 after the 6th Governor of New South Wales, Sir Thomas McDougall Brisbane. Feeling more like a large country town than its older cousins Sydney and Melbourne, not to mention its near-perfect climate, Brisbane attracts many visitors each year, many of them choosing to stay. The areas known today as Breakfast Creek, Newstead and Hamilton are markedly different to the rich and complex landscape of its original inhabitants, the Turrbal people. Breakfast Creek, Newstead and Hamilton were an integral part of the diverse cultural network of rivers, creeks, floodplains, campsites, swamps, pathways and hunting grounds that constituted the Turrbal riverine system. Natural features such as Breakfast Creek are culturally and spiritually significant to the Turrbal people. They provide the source of life, meaning, connectivity, cultural vitality and much more. Built in 1846, Newstead House is Brisbane's oldest surviving residence. Built for pastoralist Patrick Leslie by pioneering architect Andrew Petrie, it was privately owned until purchased by the Brisbane City Council in 1918. In 1939, Queensland Parliament created a trust and transferred ownership to the Newstead House Trust. Newstead House is now a public museum, restored as Victorian-era residence and a concert and reception venue. Other iconic architecture includes Greystanes, 240 Kingsford Smith Drive, 3-storey block of 6 flats, was built in 1934 for Mr Sydney James Dove. Greystanes was the first large block of residential flats erected in Hamilton and as a colonial adaptation of the Mediterranean architecture designed by Brisbane architect George Ray. And of course, the Breakfast Creek Hotel. This Brisbane landmark opened on the 17th of May 1890 and over the years has served a vast array of clientele from railway workers, lawyers, petty criminals, politicians and myself. At the heart of it all, the population of this ever-expanding city go about their daily lives, keeping up with a rapid pace but still able to find the time for some indulgence. The skyline is a mixture of the present and the past. Nestled amongst the structures of the modern era are reminders of days gone by. The Customs House and the University of Queensland, to name a few. Many churches also have survived the test of time. Commenced in 1828, the windmill is the oldest surviving structure in Queensland. The Moreton Bay Penal Settlement was initially established at Redcliffe in 1824 and moved to the Brisbane River in mid-1825. This event also was the catalyst for the often violent displacement of the local Indigenous population. As more convicts were sent to Moreton Bay, the need for settlement to be self-sufficient increased proportionately. Approximately 200 hectares of bushland around the settlement was cleared for cultivation. Wheat and maize were the primary crops, both of which required milling before use. During 1827, the commandant of the settlement, Captain Patrick Logan, foresaw the need for a windmill and treadmill to grind the grain. Using the trade skills of the Moreton Bay convicts, Logan oversaw the construction of the stone and brick windmill. 2 sets of millstones, one driven by the sails of the windmill and the other by a treadmill, provided the means of grinding the grain. As time ticks by on the grand old clock face of Central Station, we still remember those who paid the ultimate sacrifice. Anzac Square is Queensland's preeminent war memorial, commemorating the contribution of Queenslanders who have served in Australia's armed forces in various theatres of war since the Boer War, 1899 to 1902. It is a place where people young and old gather to pay their respects in solemn ceremonies, including on Anzac Day and Remembrance Day each year, to honour those who have sacrificed their lives or shown devotion, loyalty and bravery in the pursuit of peace. In October 1929, the Brisbane Women's Club launched its campaign to raise the £1,000 needed to commission the Queensland Women's War Memorial. The memorial was designed and executed by Brisbane sculptress Daphne Mayo to honour the wives, mothers and sisters of men who had served in the First World War and those who had lost husbands, sons and brothers. Brisbane firm KJ Corbett and Sons successfully tendered for the construction of Anzac Square in August 1929. Work commenced the following month, and by the end of May 1930 sufficient progress had been made for a bronze tablet dedicating the square as a war memorial for Queenslanders to be unveiled. The square was officially opened in 1930 on Armistice Day, November 11, the day we now call Remembrance Day. April 25th, Anzac Day, and many people attend the dawn service to remember those who fought for our freedom.
This morning's service will now commence with the mounting of the catafalque party.
They shall grow not old, as we that left grow old. Age shall not weary them, nor years condemn. At the going down of the sun, and in the morning, we will remember them, lest we forget.